All right. Shalom, shalom to the elect of the nation of Israel. All praises and glories due to Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai Bashem, Rakak Radash. And once again, it's another video. This was a video I did about 2 years ago. I just got done listening to it. And I have to say, this video is like a classic, you know. And what inspired me to replay this video, because I'm gonna replay it in its entirety, because there's a lot you can learn from this video, especially you young brothers that have just come into this knowledge, this truth concerning today's woman. I just got done watching I was watching it yesterday, and I picked up watching on it today. The video put up by GMS Awakening. All right. The title of the video is "All and Every Last Women Will Fall in Line." All right. I got it on my TV right now, and I decided to replay this video to give you some insight to today's woman. Okay, you know how they think and how they act. So hopefully you find this video edifying. So I'm going to replay it in its entirety, and that'll be this video here. All right, so without further ado, let's jump into it. Now again, this is a video I did more than 2 years ago, so let's check it out. Shalom to the elect of the nation of Israel, the elect of Yahweh Shai. All praises and glory is due to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, Bashem Rakak Radash, for giving us the hopeful elect this knowledge, this understanding, this truth. Yeah, so I want to say a few words concerning this video here, which the subject matter has to do with the woman. And the brother who made it is Kazak, brother Kazak. The video is entitled "Most Women Got With Brothers to Be Marked," and I have to agree with the title of this video. There's especially with today's woman, there's a few facts that you brothers got to consider if you're going to be dealing with these women, man. All right. For years we've been telling you about the woman. I personally have seen a lot of guys fall out of the truth, fall out of the ministry behind a woman. As a matter of fact, it was maybe my first year or maybe my second year, and Apostle Tar knows this guy. His Hebrew name was Gabar something, or it might have just been Gabar. And he was a very dark-skinned brother, and I thought he was cool, And he used to carry to the camp. He used to carry a wooden sword known as a bakken, a Japanese bakken. And to make a long story short, he met this Simeonite woman, attractive Simeonite woman, and all of a sudden you didn't see him anymore. She just cold yanked him out the truth. Okay? And this had to be my first, maybe second year in the faith. Okay? So the point is, I've seen a lot of guys fall out of the truth behind a woman. So I would say, based upon experience, if you're involved in the ministry and you're dealing with a woman and the woman leaves, of course your heart is going to be broken because you invested time and energy into that woman. And it seemed like she just shit on you and said, I'm out of here, you know. You just ain't doing it for me no more. I'm going to go find another man. And chances are she's going to go find a low life, you know. Certainly not a guy that's into the truth like you. And then again, you have some women who do that. You have some women that bounce from brother to brother. I saw that too at the school, One West. As a matter of fact, Elder Apostle Todd says it all the time that One West became the biggest whorehouse in the state of New York. I mean, there were women being passed around like they were joints, you know, like a marijuana joint. There were women giving brothers diseases, you know, the clap, gonorrhea, whatever. So I just want to lay a few things at the feet of you brothers that decide you're going to deal with a woman. You know, the Apostle Paul said, he said it, let me show you what he said. He said, because the Apostle Paul, he didn't deal with no woman. He was so dedicated to the faith that he simply didn't deal with no woman. That was the spirit that the Heavenly Father put on him. Now, those of you brothers that have that spirit, that's you know, the term optimum, that's just the best way to be. You got total freedom. You don't have to answer to no woman. You know how women like to question you, where you going, and you know, like they're your mom or something. They're your mother or something. You know? That's the optimum, where you just don't deal with no woman. And just like the Apostle Paul said again, which I got the scripture here, where he said it is, let me just read it, 1 Corinthians 7. Of course, this was a letter written to the Israelites in Corinth, right? Which they were going through the same thing that we're going through right now. Because guess what? That was us back then. We're reading about ourselves. We know what the scriptures say about reincarnation. So in reality, when we read these letters, the different letters written by the Apostle Paul, because the Apostle Paul is back. He's back in his lot, you know. We read these different letters. We're really reading about ourselves. Okay? So this is 1 Corinthians 7:1. It says, now concerning the things whereof ye wrote unto me, it is good for a man not to touch a woman. So that question came up. When you see how serious this knowledge is, this truth is, and how much dedication it takes to be in this ministry, naturally you're going to ask yourself, man, is it worth me even dealing with a woman? Because contrary to popular belief, the woman don't add to you in this ministry. If anything, she takes away from you in this ministry. She really don't add to you. In what way does she add to you in this ministry, especially today's woman? Huh? You know, now if you brothers can't cook, you can't even wash your own clothes, and I don't know, maybe you might need a woman. Good luck on that, because today's woman, she ain't trying to hear that. She ain't trying to cook for you, or most of them say, well, why don't we just go out? They just want to go out all the time. They don't believe that they're not traditional. Today's women, point I'm making is today's women are not traditional women. And let's not forget the word woman means servant. And I've been saying this for years. It's not in today's woman, it's not in their mind to serve you. It's in their mind for you to serve them. This society is totally backwards. We're living in this is the real Byzantine kingdom. The word Byzantine means backwards, where the woman looks at the man as the servant instead of the other way around, where the man is supposed to look at the woman as his servant. We go back to the scriptures in the book of Genesis, right? The 3rd chapter. Why was the woman created? And a lot of women, through feminism, have totally forgotten about this. What is written in the book of Genesis, the 3rd chapter, which the word Genesis means beginnings, right? It says, unto the woman, he said, who's the he? The Heavenly Father, Yahweh, right? I will greatly multiply thy sorrow and thy conception. In sorrow thou shalt bring forth children. Now here's the point. And thy desire shall be to thy husband. And the word husband just means planter. The word wife means woman. The word husband means planter. Because what does a husbandman do? He plants trees. Okay? He plants trees. He plants seeds. Well, it's the same thing with a man and a woman. The man that is a woman's husband, he plants what into her? His seed through his rod into her vagina, all right? She's like the earth, and he's the planter, right? So that's what the word means. Husband, it just means planter. And wife means woman. Has nothing to do with that little white piece of paper and that so-called wedding with the rice. Some guy, some groom dressed up in a three-piece monkey suit, throwing some rice. And then some homosexual who calls himself a priest. I now pronounce you man and wife. You may kiss the bride. Here it is, y'all met. You done did everything like this guy, Coach Greg Adams, says. You done did monkey double backflips on the chick. You done effed her in all kind of different positions. But then when you so-called get married, here's some homosexual who claims to be a priest telling you, oh, you may kiss the bride. This whole marriage thing is a joke. It's a big joke, all right? Anyway, not straying too far from the topic, the word husband just means planter. The word wife means woman. So what's the moral here? What's the lesson here? In sorrow thou shalt bring forth children, and thy desire shall be to thy husband. So a woman's desire is supposed to be to her husband, her man. And he shall rule over thee. Now I got news for you, brothers. Whether you know it or not, that's not going to fly. That's not going to fly in today's society, with feminism at an all-time high. Now, if you don't know what feminism is, look the word up. Supposedly, it's the equality of the sexes, which the Bible does not teach that. The divine order is given to us in the book of 1 Corinthians, the 11th chapter, where it specifically says that the head of the woman is the man, going back to her husband, going back to the law, which is what I just read here. Genesis 3:16 is the law. So the point is, you're not going to get no. That's why the best thing you men can do is learn for yourself. Learn to cook for yourself. Learn to clean for yourself. Learn to wash your own clothes. As a matter of fact, I'm washing my clothes right now. Fold, I usually fold my clothes. And it's funny, man, when I do that, the women in there, especially the so-called black woman, that thing, she'll be looking at me like, oh, I see. He know how to fold his clothes. Yeah. And I'll be looking at them like, yeah, bitch, I know how to fold my clothes. I don't need you. Okay? I'll be giving them that look, and then they look away, Shit's funny as hell. Because I pride myself in being a man and doing as much as I can for myself. The only thing I would need a woman for is for sex. And even that, like I said, at the lesson we had when we didn't go out, we were in the studio, and I made a statement. I said, sex is overrated. Sex is overrated. Okay? The word sex, take for instance, the word sex means to cut. Now, the only way a man can really have sex with a woman is if the woman's a virgin. Because what is he cutting? The word sex is from the Latin sextus, which means to cut. What is he cutting? He's cutting a hymen, man. Okay? He's cutting a hymen. What is a hymen? The token of her virginity. So the only time a man and woman can really have sex is if the woman is a virgin. If this is her very first time. Now they're having sex based upon the word. A lot of people don't know the meaning of words. They don't know the meaning of the word sex. They don't know the meaning of the word husband. They don't know the meaning of the word wife. So there's a lot of ignorance going around. Okay? Now, if you meet a woman that she's had all kinds of men, are you really having sex with her? No, not really. And that brings me to my next point. A woman that has had all kind of men or men in her life, do you really expect her to pair bond with you? This is why in the law it says that a priest is supposed to have a virgin. All right? A priest is supposed to have a virgin. This is a woman that you meet her and she's, the very first time she's having sex is with you. Then honestly, you can say that that's your wife. Even when we go in the book of Jeremiah, the 3rd chapter, the scriptures say that when we've been called into this thing, that we're supposed to be a new man, renewed in knowledge, man. That includes these women. This is how you got to look at them. When you come into this truth, you got to look at these so-called women out there, because they're really not women. The word woman means servant. Again, it's not in their mind to serve you. It's in their mind for you to serve them. So are they really women? No, not really. When you come into this knowledge and this truth, you got to look at the woman, today's woman especially, for what she really is. You have to deal with reality. And the reality is, unless you meet a woman that's a virgin, she's never had sex, and you're the first guy she's going to have sex with, in reality, that's your woman. Now, if you meet a woman, she done had all kind of dudes, this is the reality. You're going to meet a so-called female, let's say female. You're going to meet a so-called female that had all kind of rods shoved in her. Whether gently or whether hard, or all kind of ways. All kind of sizes. You want reality? Let me give you some reality. That's what you're going to find out there. You're going to find a female that had all kind of dicks shoved up in her. Different sizes, different ways. All right? So don't expect a female like that to pair bond with you when you meet her. Don't expect to take her seriously. Okay? And if you ask me, some of the worst ones are the ones that claim they're in the truth. They got the most demons on them because now they know the other side. So now they can up their game, so to speak. And the book of Ecclesiastes tells us about what is the nature of a woman. Whose heart, as a matter of fact, let's get it. Okay? And these are things that I have learned being in this knowledge, being in this truth. I didn't always have that mindset. It took me a while to get that mindset. But now that I have it, through the power and spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, I want to share it with you brothers, especially you younger brothers. So you know what you're dealing with. I'm telling you the best way to be, especially right now, is to just don't deal with no woman, man. If you're going to deal with a woman, get you a prostitute. You pay her some money, all right? You pay her some money, you get the job done, you keep it moving. All right? Now, there's some brothers that'll be offended at that. You don't want to get too emotionally involved in today's women because especially the so-called black woman, which even the so-called manosphere, different groups, manosphere pundits, like pundit, the word pundit means teacher. Like I said, I mentioned him, Coach Greg Adams, Donovan Sharp, Byron Gaines, who else? Dr. BOA, Dr. Alpha, something like that. Alpha Male Strategies, he's another one. Can't remember all these guys' names. You know, Stephis Cole, that guy. Even they all admit that the woman that is the least dateable, and I've heard them say this, the woman that's the least dateable is the so-called black woman. Number one, because of her attitude. Okay? Her attitude. Number two, she's just zip damn, like Kevin Samuels would say, she's just zip damn crazy. Okay? You see it on the TikTok videos. All right? That's today's woman. You want to deal with that? Be my guest. Really, today's women are agents of chaos. That's what they are. That's what I call them. They're agents of chaos. Now, if you like chaos in your life, if you like drama in your life, go get you a so-called black woman. She'll bring that into your life ad nauseum, all right? Which is Latin for to the point of nausea. But if you're like me and you like peace and you like peace in your life, then don't deal with no woman, but especially don't deal with the so-called black woman. If you like coming home from camp, and when you open up your door, you hear that music, it's all quiet in there. You know, before you left, you clean up the room real nice, like I like to do. And then when I come home and I like to look around and see everything is clean, Again, I hear that music. Ah. If you like that, then you want to stay without a woman, especially a so-called black woman. Another thing about the majority of so-called black women, they're lazy. They're lazy, they're nasty. I'm just telling you like it is. You know, they're always, oh, I'm so tired, and you're like in your mind, bitch, what the hell did you do all day? You're so tired. I'm so tired, I'm so tired. Anyway, let's read it, man. Ecclesiastes, the 7th chapter, the 26th verse. And I find more bitter than death the woman whose heart is snares and nets. Heart meaning in the Hebrew, the word there is lab, which means mind. Her mind is what? Snares and nets. What is a snare? What is a net? Traps. She's always thinking of ways to trap you into her stupid little world of drama. Because she can't thrive, especially the so-called black woman. She cannot thrive, right? She cannot live. There you go. She cannot live unless she brings some kind of stupid drama to you. I know, I've dealt with them, all right? And some, especially guys in the world, they get killed behind that drama. And then you know what happens to the woman? She just walks away. It's the most amazing thing. She get a dude all trapped up in her stupid little drama. Most cases with her baby father or another nigga. And sometimes both the niggas get killed. And then this bitch is off to the next nigga, bringing drama in his life.
Yeah, she's like a virus.
You can't make this shit up, man. Excuse me. Still getting over this, whatever this shit is. You can't make this shit up. That's what these women do. They're like, well, like I call them, agents of chaos. Now the best thing to do is avoid them. I'm telling you, better heed my words, man. These are words that'll keep you out of trouble. Anyway, Ecclesiastes 7:26. This is why this was Solomon who said this. I find more bitter than death the woman whose heart is snares and nets and her hands as bands. Whoso pleaseth the Most High shall escape from her. There you go. How's that going to happen? How about Shemi Shai is going to give him the knowledge on how to deal with these women, especially today's woman. Another thing, too, you can't compete with today's women. They get all kind of social media sites gassing their head up, man. Let's say you're with a woman and she always got that phone. She's always looking at that phone. Why is she always looking at that phone for? What is she trying to do? She's trying to find a cure for cancer? Is that what she's trying to do?
Major red flag.
Or is she trying to market herself through these different social media sites to get more men so she can feel valuable? That's what these women do. It's not enough for them to have one good man, a man like you, a brother like you that's in the faith, that's in the truth, that believes in the second coming of Yahushua. No, that's not enough for her. She got to have a social media site so other guys can, she'll have some suggestive pictures on there. Other guys can look at her pictures and say, oh, damn, mommy, you so cute, mommy. Woo, mommy. How can I get up in them thighs, mommy? You know all the shit that niggas say. She needs that. That's some kind of validation to her.
That's their psyche.
That she still got it, whatever it is. Come on, brothers, you know the deal.
This is what you're dealing with, especially with the so-called black woman. And it doesn't matter if she's a 2 or a 3. They all have the same reprobate psyche. This is reality. You got to be a student of reality.
And if you think you really have a woman, ask her to say, let me see that phone. I guarantee you, man, you're going to end up in a fight between you and that woman, especially if it's a so-called black woman. She ain't letting you see her phone. What you want to see my phone for? Don't you?
Major red flag.
Trust me? No, I don't trust you. I don't trust no woman. Let me see that goddamn phone. See? That is the reality of today's woman, brothers. Okay? That's why this is written. And I find more bitter than death the woman whose heart is snares and nets and her hands as bands. Whoso pleaseth the Most High shall escape from her, but the sinner shall be taken by her. Taken by her to the point where he loses his life. Check that out, man. These women are filled with scandal. You meet these women, and all of a sudden you got to be a fucking psychiatrist. You got to be a goddamn psychiatrist. You got to sort all the crazy problems in their head.
Go to the bathroom of these women, check the medicine cabinet, and that'll tell you everything you need to know.
Just for a piece of box. Ain't worth it, man. The trade-off, to me, it's not worth it. All right? I'm going to borrow a phrase that these so-called black women like to say. I could do bad by myself. Well, guess what? Guess what, honey, sweetheart? I can do bad by myself.
What I should have said is I can do good by myself.
Okay? I'm going to throw that right back at you women. All right? So, brothers, there's a lot of things to consider if you're going to be dealing with these women. Now, if you can deal with that and keep a cool head, hey, kudos to you. More power to you. But as for me, the answer is no. Okay? The answer is no. And like I said, this brother, he's going through it. The brother Kazak. And I was listening to this video earlier today, and he said, yeah, the elders of GMS, they've been telling us about the woman. Yeah, that's right. Because we learned from experience. We had women that we thought were in the truth. Even gave them Hebrew names and shit. Oh, man. And that didn't last too long, because today's woman, I just come out and say, today's women are WHORES. That's what they are, man. Okay? They're not satisfied with one guy. All right? And how can they be? Like I said, when you met them, they done had all kinds of men. You cannot expect a woman to pair bond with you when she's had all kinds of men by the time you've met her.
Those are facts. That's why in the ancient world, the most sought after woman was a virgin.
You can't expect her to pair bond with you. This is why the Lord in his great wisdom said that a man, especially a priest of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, should have a virgin. A woman that's untouched. Why you think Yahweh Shai wants his bride, which we're his bride, he wants us to be virgins. It clearly says in Revelation, right? Was it the 14th chapter, I believe it is? For they are virgins. That's talking about the men of the Lord, the hopeful elect. What does it mean we are virgins? Meaning we are untouched by other philosophies. Because other philosophies are likened unto a woman. You can read.
Yeah, Yahweh Shai wants his men untouched by other philosophies. Hence the term virgin, for they are virgins.
About that in Proverbs. I think it's Proverbs, either the 7th chapter or the 9th chapter, where it compares other philosophies to a woman, a wicked woman. So we, the hopeful elect, we're untouched by those. So in the eyes of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, we are virgins, which a virgin is untouched. Okay? So,
The same Apostle Paul said, I have espoused you to one husband. And our husband is Yahweh Shai, and we're his bride. That's men. We're the bride of Yahweh Shai. Okay, it's the same way a woman is supposed to be to a man. She's supposed to have one man. That's her husband. Now, you sisters that come into truth, once you come into the truth, you're born again in your mind, you are supposed to have one husband. You're not supposed to be bouncing around from man to man, even in the truth. That's adultery, and that's punishable by death. Okay?
Try to find a virgin in this society. It's damn near impossible.
If you leave your husband, as the Apostle Paul said, if you leave your husband in the truth, you're to remain unmarried. That means you can't get with no other brother or be reconciled back to your husband. This is how we put an end to whoredom, the whoredom of this world, being brought into the truth. Now, at One West, I didn't see that. That is why Elder Pastor, in the wisdom that Yahweh Shem Yahshai gave him, put an end to women coming to the school that we had in Bridgeport, Connecticut. He put an end to that. And to this very day, you don't see our women. These other groups, you see their women. They actually put their women on display, which is incredibly stupid. You know, we here at Great Millstone, we're cut from a different cloth. And our true affiliates, you don't see our women. And you're not supposed to see our women. Why? Because they're our women. They're not to be paraded around like there's some kind of ornament, like you see with these other groups. All right? And the main purpose for that is that's how you destroy whoredom. Okay?
Okay? Even in the book of Proverbs 31 and 10, Proverbs 31 and 10 says, who can find a virtuous woman? Now, case in point, this was written more than, 3,000 years ago. This was written in a time where they didn't have social media. You know, social media has destroyed the relationship between man and woman. That's a fact. Those are facts. Social media has destroyed the relationship between man and woman. The average woman out there got a phone, and she got different social media sites. She got Facebook. All right. She got all kind of different sites that she has a page on, and she's getting all, and even if the woman looks like a gorilla with a wig on, you know, you got the majority of men out there simps, thirsty simps. There they are on her page, gassing her head up, glorifying her. Oh, mommy, you look so, and then, like I said, the chick could look like a gorilla with a wig on. Oh, mommy, you so fine, mommy, and whatever.
Today's woman, they boast in the amount of men that they've had. They boast in that. To them, that's a validation of their worth. What these stupid broads don't understand is that they're cheapening themselves. They're devaluing themselves. For every man they jump to, from man to man, in the long run, they're going to pay for it, man. Because it does a number on their psyche. All right? But when they're young, they can't see that. When they get older, that's when they start to see it. That they've cheapened and devalued themselves.
They say. How are you going to compete with that, brothers? And attention, even the phone had to chime on that one. Attention to women is gold. Attention to women is gold. All right? It's the highest form of currency to a woman. Attention. What?
They'll do almost anything, even if it kills them, to get attention. That's their psyche. This is the society that we live in. I told you, brothers, about years ago, you had this one so-called black woman. She was studying to be a model. She wanted to be a model. Basically a model of whoredom. But anyway, you know, in this world, oh, it's a noble occupation. She wants to be a model. Yeah, okay. Model of what? Anyway, this broad had the brilliant idea of going to the railroad tracks. This took place in Dallas, I believe it was. She had the brilliant idea of going to the railroad tracks and posing there, you know. And it so happened that that certain day she went there to pose. She was in 4-inch stilettos, high heels, okay, supposedly looking desirable. And she posed on these tracks that intersect with each other. One train was going one direction, the other train was going the other direction. Let's say north and south. So she pulls in between the tracks, and it so happened that one train was coming, the southbound train, so she dodged that train. But as she dodged that train, the northbound train was coming and plowed right into her, killing her instantly. All right. I'm not giving you all of the minute facts of the story, but that's pretty much the gist of the story. She lost her life trying to gain some attention. She foolishly lost her life trying to gain some attention. A lot of these women have lost their lives with the selfie generation. And why do they want to get those selfies? So they can put it on their page, right? So they can get attention. This is the society that we live in. This is the story of today's woman. This is what you got to compete with. She's overly obsessed with herself. And that's that scripture, men shall be lovers of themselves. For men shall be lovers of themselves. And it ain't just the woman, it's the men too. But mostly the women. The selfie generation. All right? So that's something to consider if you're going to deal with today's woman.
You think women dress the way they do? You think they dress the way they do because they're paragons of virtue? No, man. They dress the way they do with their titties hanging out, their nipples poking out. And don't get me wrong, what man don't want to see that? Man get excited when he see that. He's like, yeah. But why they dress the way they do? Because they want attention, man. And that's pretty much all of them.
Even if it kills them.
You know? They want attention. This is the time we're living in. And they don't, you know, the majority of them, it's not enough for their man to give them attention. Well, baby, I give you all the attention you need. Yeah, so what? I need other niggas sweating me. I need other niggas gawking at me, hawking me. Hawking my titties, how big my titties are, how fat my ass is. That's what they like, man. Again, that's why they dress the way they do. That's why they appear damn near half naked in their pictures on their different social sites. This is the reality of today's woman, man. They are WHORES. Okay? That's what they are. So if you think you're going to take a woman like that and make her a paragon of virtue, you claim you're bringing her in the truth, brother, you just asking for trouble. All right? You're just asking for trouble. Now, don't say you haven't been warned, all right? And like I said, some of the worst women are the ones that claim they're in the truth. Because now they can play a new kind of game with you. Okay? So,
they're always about the games. Always. Go on their pages, they talk about, I'm not looking for any games, and stop it. These women are always about the games. It's the thrill. That's what keeps them alive. These silly, stupid games that they invent in their head, and they want you to be participants in it. Again, this is what you're dealing with today's woman. All right, very rare you're going to meet a simple-minded woman that just lives simply. You know, good luck finding that.
Hopefully you've considered some of the things that I've said in this video. All right? You got to deal with reality, man. We had Great Millstone. We're students of reality. Don't get caught up in these other groups talking about the Hebrew Israelite family. That's all BS, man.
And a lot of these men, they don't mind dealing with these silly, stupid games of these women because they've been raised by women. A lot of these men, on the outward, they have the appearance of a man, but their mindset is that of a woman because they've been raised by a single woman. So you have to consider that. A lot of these men that are simps, well, who raised them? Okay, if a real strong man raise a boy into a man, he's not going to be a simp. No way. A lot of these men are simps because who raised them? Predominantly. The so-called black woman raised them. So there you go. Gave them the mindset of, make sure you always please your woman, you know. And the reality is you can never please a woman, man. All right? You can never please a woman. The woman was put on the earth to please us. She's our servant. We serve Yahweh Shem Yahushai. They serve us. That's how this thing goes. Now, yes, we're supposed to take care of them. All right? We're supposed to take care of them to a certain degree, especially to today's woman. You only take care of them if they're doing right by you. If they're doing what you say to do. All right? Especially if you're in the truth. Okay? Scriptures is very clear on that. If she will not go the way you want her to go, cut her off and give her a bill of divorce, as it is written. Okay? So it's conditional. Yeah, we'll take care of you if you do what we tell you to do. But if you don't do what we tell you to do, then we don't have to take care of you. You go out there and destroy yourself. Okay? It's just that simple.
Maybe one or two brothers might find a woman of some kind of virtue. Maybe. But overall, all these women have a feminist mindset. Look, if a woman has a feminist mindset, by default, she's a WHORE. By default. If she has a feminist mindset. Absolutely. Okay.
Well, the feminist mindset is what gave birth to the whoredom of women. Feminist mindset.
And now you brothers are starting to, just like the brother Kazak, you're starting to see what we said all these years ago about these women. See, you thought we were just player hating. Oh, these guys can't get women. Look, back in the day, man, let me tell you something. I had no problem getting women, man. I walk into a room and women be staring at me like I'm some kind of fucking movie star. All right? I'm telling you the truth. Ask some of the brothers. They'll tell you. Okay? I had no problems getting no woman. Even now, I have no problems really getting no woman. You know, I put that charm on them. Shit. Let's just say it's a wrap, all right? But my mind is more into this knowledge, into this truth.
Yeah, this knowledge, this truth is our woman. You come to that realization. Speaking to you young brothers in this faith, you will come to the realization that this knowledge, this truth is your woman.
And at this point, a woman would just hinder me. She'd just slow me down. And I can't be bothered to be slowed down. Not in this thing of ours, man.
Yeah, because you have to come their way. You have to toe their line. But very soon, and as Amawangabar, Priest Amawangabar goes into it in his video, all and every last women will fall in line once the society goes down. They're going to come our way. They're going to dance to our tune. They're going to toe our line. Right now, we have to toe their line. They have so many conditions. You've seen it on the videos, social media. They have so many conditions for you to be the right man in her life, which is total bullshit. Because she's been with so many different men. But you got to toe her line. That thing is going to turn around. And that's what Isaiah 4:1 is all about. 7 women shall take hold of one man, begging that man to be with them. Because the society is going to crumble. All hell is going to break loose. It's going to be wild out here. So these women are going to come to the realization, I need a real man to protect me from this madness that's happening out here. And that's when things are going to turn around for us brothers that have been faithful in this knowledge, this truth. We'll be rewarded with having the joy of seeing these women grovel and crumble to their knees, man, before us, man. That's literally going to happen, believe it or not. And it ain't going to take much. All right? Don't let the woman's outward bravado fool you. They're not as strong as you think they are. The Bible calls them the weaker vessel for a reason. They're not strong. They're not built that way. They're not built for adversity. Us men that are in the knowledge and the truth, we're built for adversity. We can man up. We understand adversity, and we understand why we're going through adversity. These women don't. And they're not as strong as you think they are, especially that big mouth so-called black woman. She's the weakest of all. She's the one that, listen, the guy who shouts he's the strongest is the weakest of all. If he was truly strong, he wouldn't know it. He'd keep his mouth shut. The only way you would know he's strong is if you mess with him. The guy that says he's a warrior, I'm a warrior, everywhere he goes, he's a warrior. He's the weakest of all. If you're a true warrior, you don't have to say it. People will know just by the way you carry yourself. And if someone messes with you, they'll know, oh, I shouldn't have messed with this guy. He's a real warrior. All right. As they say, bad boys move in silence. All right. So these women, the point is, they're always jumping about how strong and independent they are. They're not strong and they're not independent. And you're really going to see that when the society crumbles. You're going to see just how weak these women truly are.
Not when we're almost to the end, and not when I'm set to inherit all kinds of women, acres of women. Wait when the Heavenly Father give us that spiritual power, because like I've told you, brothers, time and time again, women respect power. Power is an aphrodisiac to these women. Powerful men. Why you think? Look.
These are facts. Watch a woman that's around a powerful man. A man that they know is powerful. They don't know how to act. They're like moths to the flame. You ever see a moth fly around the lights? You know, them lights in the street lamps? On a hot, steamy night, you see the moths flying looking all crazy around that light. That's these women that are around powerful men. They don't know how to act. They can't contain themselves. Indeed, power is an aphrodisiac to these women.
That rap world, to a certain degree, there's power there. And these women, they be fawning at these rappers, literally throwing themselves at them. Okay? Because they have some kind of power. And, you know, especially a so-called black woman, the main man she likes, she doesn't like a man that's trying to be righteous. The main man that gets her pussy wet like rain down there, is a low-life nigga, man.
These are facts. These women, they'll take a 2-hour, 3-hour bus ride to the prison to see some loser that's been locked up, probably doing life. The damnedest thing, man. Take a 2-3 hour bus ride to go to the prison to visit this guy, and he's locked up and most likely getting duked up the ass. Okay, he's getting served by his boyfriend in the joint, but this woman will take a 2-hour, 3-hour bus ride to go see a loser like that. That's today's woman. Is that all of them? No, but it's a good majority of them. That is the mentality that they have.
Guy that's in and out of jail, a guy that's a fucking loser.
Exactly.
You know, he's in and out of jail, a thug. Those are the kind of men, if you can call them men, which they're not men, those are the kind of individuals that the average so-called black woman, especially her.
And I don't have to tell you who raised those so-called men.
The average so-called black woman just creams after. Literally. The thug, you know, your Pookie and your Ray Rays, the thug, the gun-toting thug, the drug-dealing, drug-selling thug. Oh, those are the kind of guys she wants.
Oh, yeah.
You've seen plenty of videos of it. You know.
That's what gets her wet. All that dysfunction. They are agents of chaos. This is today's woman, especially the so-called black woman. She's numero uno in that department.
Nigga women with their weave down to their ass, talking about, I don't want no 9 to 5. I want to give me the drug dealer. That's what they want.
Easy money, fast times, and easy money. Right?
It is you a man, you just coming into this truth, you trying to do right by how about Shimi Shai, and you gonna try to get one of those women? Brother, you are asking for trouble. So take heed, man. Like the old saying goes, smarten up. Okay? Proverbs 31:10, who can find a virtuous woman for a price is far above rubies. Now you understand that scripture. And like I said, that scripture was written more than 3,000 years ago. So how much more now? You ain't finding no virtuous woman, man. You got some of these brothers would make you believe you in their school they got Sarah and they got Rebecca, and which even Sarah, she actually lied to the angel. But in comparison to the woman of today, Sarah was very virtuous. Absolutely. Judith, I like to talk about Judith because Judith, at least when her husband died, she never remarried. You know, for the honor of her husband. You think you can find a woman like that today?
Yeah, in the Apocrypha, it speaks very highly of Judith. And Judith was incredibly beautiful. Judith, you take today's woman, Judith would put them to shame in beauty. That's how beautiful she was. Inside and out.
So, again, brothers, before I leave, something to think about when dealing with today's woman. Okay? All right, so hopefully you were edified. That's all I have to say. Hopefully you were edified by it. On to the next video.
Okay, so there you have it. That video was done about 2 years ago. Hopefully you were edified by it. If you was, especially young brothers, drop a comment in the comment section. And that was my response to Amawangabar's, that's his channel, GMS Awakening. Priest Amawangabar's video he did, all and every last women will fall in line, which is true. And then he highlighted a video by a channel I watch, Manosphere Highlights Daily. I watch that channel too. You know, a lot of good content on that channel. All right, so for now I say shalom, and I'll see you in the next one.